Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to another segment of Code Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day, the 62nd Shabad from Rag Asa, composition of the fourth Nanak, Guru Ram Das, Asa Mahalla Chauta. The recitation. Kab ko Bhalai Ghungharu Tala, kab ko bajave rabab, आवत जात बार खिन लागै, हाउ तब लग समारो नाम। मेरे मन ऐसी भगत बन आई, हाउ हर बिन खिन पल रह न सको, जैसे जल मीन मर जाई रहाओ। कब को मेलै पंच सत गायन, कब को राग धुनि उठावै, मेलत चुनत खिन पर चसा लागै, तब लग मेरा मन राम गुना गावै। कब को नाचे पाँव पसारे, कब को हाथ पसारै, हाथ पाँव पसारत बिलम तिल लागै, तब लग मेरा मन राम सम्हारै। कब को लोगन को पति आवे, लोक पतीने ना पत होए, जन नानक हर हृदय सद त्याओ, तां जय जय करे सब कोए. So this passage speaks about the intensity and the persistence of devotion and love that arises in the mind of a Bhagat, Bhakti, that one feels unable to live without the Har Self. This is an expression that is extremely personal, expresses a relationship that is very personal, and the vocabulary is intensely personal. So the Rahau says, Mere man aisi bhagat bani ai. Such is the intensity of the devotion that has, and love that has arisen in my mind, that how har bin kin pal reh na sakon, how I cannot live without the Har. Jaise, like jal bin, without water, mean, the fish, marjai, dies. So such is the devotion and love in my mind that like a fish out of water, I cannot live without the Har Self, even for the blink of an eye. So the Har Self needs to be understood a little bit, since we use that term very often and repeatedly. Ik Oankar, Ik, the Absolute, the Guru tells us, is without attributes, without qualities, beyond time and space, and for that reason unknowable to the senses. It cannot be the object of our affections. So in Sikhi, it is the sabad, the creative potency of the Ik, which is expressed as Har, or the inner self. That becomes the object of our intimacy, our desire and love. It is the essence that is placed within us. It is our root, essentially. And it is to the Har Self that Sikhi expresses its relationship, and does so in the most intensely personal terms. As you can tell from the Rahau Tuks, Mere man aisi bhagat ban ai, how har bin kin pal reh na sakon. Kin pal, a moment without the Har Self is death. So we will see that in this passage, there are two perhaps distinct thoughts. One is that the illumination of the self-knowledge, comes like a flash. And the second is that the way to the self is through deep contemplation and reflection on Guru wisdom. So the opening stanza, Kab ko Bhalai Ghungharu Tala. Some seek ankle bells and cymbals to get into rhythm for dancing. Kab ko Bhalai Ghungharu Tala, kab ko bajave rag, rabab, and others who accompany the dancer on a rabab. This is to create a rhythm. But the Guru says, you see, avat jaat bar khin lagge. There is a delay. There is a moment when you have to fetch the instruments and master the moves. There is a moment within the moves, within this dance. The Guru says, in that little of a time, my mind becomes mindful. In other words, self-knowledge can dawn on me in that little of a time. Or I cannot live without the self for even that little of a time. Kab ko mile panch sat gayan, kab ko raag dhuni uthave, melat sunat khin pal chasa lagay, tab lag mera man Ram gun gaave. Again, the same idea. Some come together to sing Panchasat, a reference to the scale, the 7-scaled musical notes, where the Panch is the highest note, is the endless one. And others accompany them. Kab ko raag dhun uthave. Some lift up their voices in tune. So the Guru says, in the time that it takes to coordinate and harmonize, in that time, my mind sings glories to the qualities of the Ram. The same idea is being expressed again, that I cannot not sing to the Har Self even for that small moment of time. And he moves on with another example. Kab ko nache paav pasare, kab ko haath pasare. Pasare is to stretch out. So the Guru says, when one dances, the feet and the hands spread out. Pasare. But there is a delay, even if it is as little as a sesame seed. Haath paav pasarat, bilam til lage. Bilam, a delay. No matter how it is, no matter how small that delay is, there is a delay in that movement, because you have to move in rhythm, you see. Tab lag mera man Ram samara. It takes that little of time for my mind to become focused, or I can't live without the self for even that small a period of time. And now, in the end, the Guru says, look, all of this is really a way to please others, not to please the self. Kab ko logan ko patiyave. Patiyave is to please. Logan, people. Many a one, he says, kab ko, many a one spends time trying to please others. Logpati ne na pata hoye, but there is no dignity in pleasing others. One loses one's reputation, as a matter of fact. And so here's the word of advice to us. Jana Nanak, says the servant Nanak, Har hirday sad tyave, ta jai jai kare sab koi. Remain ever mindful of the Har Self within. Achieve that state, that intuitive state. And in that state of self-awareness lies your true dignity. And in that state of self-awareness lies your true victory, your triumphant. Pat jai jaikar kare sab koi. So the idea is that we are like fish in water, and we have to be aware of that. But we are not. And we are out of water, and so therefore We live in a state that is akin to a fish that suffers outside of water. So all of this gyration and dance and song that we go through are really gyrations of being in the throes of death. We need to be like the fish in the water that appears almost dead. It is in such harmony with its surrounding. So you see the difference. On that reflection, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.